Good morning. August 3rd. We made it through July. July flew by. We're working every weekend. I did a little bit of traveling last week, talked to several of you. I got stuck at airports, was not fun, but worked again all day Saturday. It's just been busy. We're grateful, but man, lots to talk about. I'm coming to you at the end of this with 5 takeaways from the week that was, because we've been out in it. We're doing a lot of contracts like right now. We did 3 this week, and I'm hoping that the market update shows kind of, we go by Casey's phone a lot, like if my phone is doing what it's doing, I'm not just so isolated like that I'm the only one selling anything out there. We're a good barometer on like influx of calls, of what's going on. And then us writing contracts kind of helps me predict what's going on, right? But I've got some key takeaways because we've been out in it. Been kind of a wild week, but let's just throw the hot sheet up on the screen. Thank you for being with us. If this is your first time, my name is Casey Joyner, Scenic Sotheby's. We've been doing this for years. We hope you stay along with us for this ride. Here we go. Let's look at these numbers. New listings 37. Man, coming off the quarterly, right? Guys, watch this trend. Are the new listings going to be kind of trending down? They're trending downward right now. It's still summer. It's not a super popular time to be coming to market because most people that were coming to market are on the market, right? But coming off what we looked at with the quarterlies, where we've been eating away at that new inventory, are we going to see a spike in inventory? Actually, I think we are, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. Agent driven, but I'll tell you why. Pending properties, 27. Tried and true. Look at that. 37 new, 27 pending. Guys, is there anything going on in your life that's more consistent with how many contracts we're writing at the beach weekly? And I like it. Look, as I've told you, I'm like a compound interest guy, like I'm a daily deposit guy, like I like consistency over volatility up or down. I don't want to don't get me wrong. I'd love to turn it on here and say 70 contracts, but not if the next week's going to be 10, right? Because I like to be able to predict. My job is to help sellers and buyers kind of outlay what I think is going to be going on in the marketplace, right? And with consistency, we can do that a lot better. And consistency is what got us that quarter that we had when I brought that to you last week. If you have not watched that, please go back and watch it. Maybe we'll drop a link right here. If you have not seen the quarterly breakdown, go watch that, okay? All right, closed transactions, 26, exactly what we want to see, right? If we're writing 27 deals, we want to be closing 26 right on there. Look at this. Here's my warning for the week, though. Before I get to that, price changes 68, again on par. Listen, let me say, if I had a banner right here and it had like neon, price changes work. No, the market's not thinking you're desperate. No, the market doesn't want to just come make you an offer. They want to see you sending a signal that you're a motivated seller or that you're a realistic seller, and then they take that. That's just what's going on in the market right now. You can sit there if you want to, but 68 people said, you know what, we're going to take action, and most of my deals that I'm putting together are because we're taking action and we're staying fluid. Just saying. So if you're a seller watching this and you're not listed with me, we talk about this a lot. Like, you have this option. We can kind of make the move. In some places, it takes a couple of them. But what happens each time, guys, is it gets back in front of the audience. And sometimes you've just been off the radar and it puts you back on the radar. Look, the world's an online world. We play with it. I'm not doing print ads. I'm not throwing you in a magazine. I'm putting you online. I'm doing video. I'm moving the price. We're staying fluid. We're coming up with updated information. That's how we live this world, right? That's what we're doing. Okay. So listen, here's the one that's challenging for me. Expireds 72. Usually, guys, we're at like 9. Casey, why the spike in expires? Let me tell you why. I'm going to go full screen for this. 72. This is what's going to throw my week off next week. I guarantee you. Maybe not, but I'm almost guaranteeing you. It was the end of July. A lot of people write their listing agreements to kind of say, hey, let's get through July and then let's see what's going on. But most of it is agents not talking to their sellers in advance of the expiration date. So it automatically expires in MLS. So unfortunately, there's going to be a bunch of sellers today that start getting those robocalls from agents going, hey, noticed your house expired on MLS. I can't believe it didn't sold. of course, me and my team would love to. We've been working with buyers in the area, and I think we've got one for you. Now, if you get one of those calls and you're watching this and your house expired, ask that agent why they haven't shown it to this point, but all of a sudden on their expired call, they're the dream come true for you. Okay? Like it's a wild thing in my industry. But the other part of my industry is I would say 80% of those expireds are errors. There was no pre-talk about what they were going to do once it expired. They just automatically expired. Many of the agents are shocked to find out that they're getting expired. Many of the agents are going to get notified only because their seller's going to call and say, hey, I'm getting a bunch of agents calling me, asking me if I'd like to list with them because they think they can do a better job than you're doing. So sorry to get on that bandwagon, but when I see it's always happens into the summer and then like January 1, there'll be like 150 expired. Okay. So what I'm saying is, and my little rant is I'm expecting a lot of those to come back to the market and kind of mess up with our fun, right? And kind of mess up with our consistency. I like consistency, but when you have stuff like that, like 72, I think 50 of them are coming back on the market. And we may see that spike in new listings next week. So stand by on that. Key takeaways. Look, I love this graphic. Here's my takeaways. This is just from the week that was. It's been busy. And listen, I love you guys. I put a listing that I got from YouTube under contract this week. And this weekend, I put a buyer from YouTube under contract this week. I love it. This is why we do this. We got a community here. I'll set you up. We'll take care of it. Love it. Okay. That's what's happening. Here's my takeaways. And a little bit of this was from me in the field and just kind of everything that's going on. Number one, Watersound is an absolute monster. And what I'm talking about is Watersound Origins, Watersound Camp Creek. Main Watersound's always been great. And then the amenity package with all the clubs. It's a monster, guys. Like, reason I'm saying that is I've been out in Origins 3 weeks in a row showing property in Camp Creek. You have not seen my walkthrough that we posted last week of a house and me explaining what's going on in Watersound Camp Creek. Take a look at that video as well. Like, don't miss that one because I kind of lay out what's going on in there, but I also take you through an incredible home that's listed by one of our partners here at Sotheby's. Okay. I was showing over there. There is so much going on the north side as well in that community. We already knew about the Publix, but all the restaurants and the retail and the shopping that's being added over there. And then the building and the layout. There's all these different pockets within Origins, just in Origins, that you can kind of go through and find the fit. You got to get to explore and go, okay, this feels good to me. You want to pull? You don't want to pull. You want to be backing up to a lake or a preserve or what? It's fun. Like, it's fun. You can go shopping. It's a city all to itself. And then you're going to be living by a golf cart. Okay. And then you join the amenity package. They got it on the south side. They got the beach club. It is a monster. And there is much more to come. Like, the more I spend time in there amongst that world, yes, there are challenges. Yes, I hear challenges about tee times. Yes, I know when everybody's in town. But listen, that's like everything. June and July, August, it's going to be busy. Shoulder season, not so much, right? But what I'm saying is it is a monster in the best way. I think it's a machine that's going to be running for a long time. Point number 2, pools are king, guys. I'm not saying that the community pools are not the assets. Seacrest Beach, you don't really need a pool. We sold, I think, the highest sale we've had in this year in Seacrest Beach. It had a private pool. It was one of the rare ones. And that stands out in a neighborhood like that where you can barely fit one. That one had one, performed tremendous, right? But what I'm seeing out there is that the market is either performing at a higher level on rental compared to another property because of the pool, or here's kind of my biggest takeaway specifically for like rental investors. And you could even do this in primary. If the home is close to perform, like it's renting good, but if you can add a pool to a property, the instant equity from what I'm seeing in the math I'm doing is tremendous. If you can add a pool, in most cases, let me give you this scenario. If it's $1 million house and you spend $100,000 on the pool, right now in the market, you're probably pushing it up to 1.314 instantly. And then on the rental, it's even compounding with that. So you're not only getting it on the real estate return instantly, but you're getting it on the rental term instantly. And I'm telling you, they're paying off quickly. In the old days, the pool was, okay, it makes sense. We're going to spend 60 grand. It might increase, 10 grand a year on rentals. So then it will take me 6 years. I'll pay off my investment. And then the market was kind of like, they're like here to go to the beach. It wasn't that big of a thing. But now, even with community pools, even though they're spending time at the beach, the drive for private pools is up there so much that it's the best investment play if you can find a property. Okay. Now let me clear this up. If you're an investor that is wanting to have instant gratification on rental right now, buying one with a pool makes the most sense because the rental numbers are already there, right? So the carrying cost until you get the pool, like if you buy a property, that rental is not going to be nearly as strong as the ones with the pool. So you're going to have to wait a minute. But once you get that pool in place, it's going to immediately push it up in terms of building equity instantly and then what you can get on the rental return. Okay. It's amazing. Like I can help you with the math on it. And there are opportunities out there. I've been out floating around and then I've been shopping going, okay, listen, what's the next price you got to go to find something with a pool? So if you can find the one without the pool, go get it. It's amazing. Amazing, but it's not instant gratification. I can help you with that. Number 3, if you can't easily explain the beach access, neither can the market. Listen, I was like, you got to kind of get this dialed in. I think I've been preaching this for a long time, guys. I got a lot of listings right now that are super easy to the beach, and the market needs to be eating those up. Guys, if you're looking at buying something from a rental perspective and there was a 5-step guide on the beach thing, I know you love the house. I know all that stuff, but I'm telling you, beach access is still going to reign supreme. And what's the situation down there? Does it have a restroom? Is it a trolley ride? Like, take those things into account. And I know it's all price point dependent, but listen, if you're calling me and you're going, Casey, well, how do you get to the beach? And I start telling you left and right hand turns, let's just think through it. Now's a good time if you're an investor to be looking up and down 30A and start with how close it is to the beach access. And that's for primary, second home and everything. How close is it to the beach access? That's going to be remaining tried and true. Don't get out of bounds. And I'll be honest with you. It's what's happened to, I don't mean to pick on them, but I don't like it, but it's what's happened to the north side and Inlet Beach. That got popular on price point because 30A had such a surge in COVID that north side of Inlet Beach got popular for rentals, but it's not super easy to get to the beach, even with the tunnel. Like you're going across 98, right? Like it needs to be easy. Keep that in mind. Number 4, I still believe in entry point pricing. This is another one. I'm a believer in entry point pricing in a market. I think that what happened for some of these communities during COVID and everything else was that the entry point just kept pushing north and on 30A, right? Single family homes, $1 million. That's still the case right now. $800,000 to $1 million is kind of the entry point price for a single family home anywhere around 30A, what it looks like. Townhomes, somewhere between $7 and $1 million. Condos, $400,000 to $500,000. I'm a long-term buy on whatever the entry point is. So if you're looking around and you're out there shopping and you're looking for condos, what's the low-hanging fruit? If it can sleep like 4 people, listen, Gulf Place Cabanas down here, just south of me, drives me crazy. Those things are a steal. They're 1 bedroom. Some of them have bunks. You can get them in the $400,000 range with a Gulf view. You can't beat that on 30A. Like, it's amazing. It might not be your end-all be-all, but man, you can generate that rental revenue on that, okay? So don't be afraid to kind of jump in on some options like that. Number 5, Listen to the market, buyers and sellers. Listen, even sellers. Like that's been made to my point. It's not necessarily my sellers. This is just everybody in general. Listening to the market, because this week let me go full screen for this on listening to the market. I was out there making offers and talking to agents and things like that. And it's like, we're the market at that point. Me and my buyer are the market at that point. We're trying to give you feedback, but you're pushing back against it, telling me I'm wrong. But you understand my buyer is the market. The days on market that you're piling up is the market. The comps around you that's happening currently are the market. So despite whatever the neighbors say or what you feel personally, the market is the main communication piece, right? The feedback I get you, the showing requests that we get or don't get, the offers that we may get or don't get, the agents that call and tell you why they purchased another house over you. That doesn't make those people crazy. It doesn't make me and my buyers crazy. We're going to buy something. We're the market. You understand? So I think that we got to get out of this person. The market speaks. Been in this long enough, 18 years, as you guys know. The market speaks to you, and those that can listen to the market can really take advantage of the market. But I've been out in this market all summer, and it is still not sinking in with a lot of people. But here's the thing you got to do. You got to kind of drop the personal side of it. And I told buyers, I'm like, listen, they're not listening to the market. It doesn't make them wrong. It's just their perspective. But this is my opinion on what the market's saying. Do you agree that this is what the market's saying right now? And that's kind of how we go about it. But we take those things into account. Like if everything else around you is selling and you're not, we got to listen. It's not because everybody else is crazy. And I had this instance several times working with buyers over this last week. There are great houses on the market. And it's okay for a seller not to want to sell that when we're bringing the offer. But to fight us and almost tell us we're wrong when we're out there shopping, and in both instances here lately, we've put stuff under contract and people missed out. They're still sitting there. But it was mainly because they wanted to push back on the market, tell the market it was wrong. Okay? And this is a constant thing amongst agents in our office. This isn't just like Casey stories. Because if you're going to fight, the main thing you can do as a buyer and seller is get a real clear picture on what the market is. Once you have that, you can be very successful out there. And honestly, guys, that's why I try to bring this to you each and every week and give you talking points from the field, tell you what we're doing, what we're offering on, what's been successful and what's not. Because that market tells a story, and we've got a very healthy thing going on right now, okay? But if you're a buyer and you're watching your segment and you're like, hey, I still have buyers that are like, hey, man, I think this is all going to be crumbling down. And I'm like, man, that neighborhood you were interested in, like, there's no more inventory. I'm not going to predict the future. Who knows what's going to happen? But what I know happening like this week, that neighborhood you've been watching, the houses are gone. Do you think it's likely that the next one that pops up is going to be a bottom basement deal? The market has spoken, right? That's what I'm talking about. We're all in this together. We all want to build together. We all want to invest together. We all want to see fruit. And I'm very excited for the people buying and selling right now. But we got to do a better job at listening. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Lots coming up this week. I'm doing a big deep dive on Origins. It's so much good going on out there. I need to sit here at the computer and give you guys kind of a Casey breakdown on Origins, how it's working, areas I like, areas I don't like. I'll give you the positive and negative. You know that. Like I just gave you some positive, negative, and everything, right? I'm going to be transparent with you, but man, the energy out there, it's real. That is a master plan that is going to live for a long time. So listen, Appreciate you guys. We're in the saddle. If we can help you in any way, let us know. Thank you, thank you, thank you again for everybody that's working with us. We continue to meet you, continue to work with you, and we are being successful with you. We are selling listings and we are writing contracts and we are finding you things. And I hope you feel that. And if you're out there and you're getting started, we can't wait to start working with you either. So appreciate you. And we look forward to talking to you next week.